Hi, my name is Bob, and I'm a cartoonist, among other things. And I love comic books, and I love comic book characters, and I love visual storytelling and all different forms of it, from the comic strips to comic books to books with pictures in them, whatever. I mean, I love it all. Um, and comic books are my favorite form of visual medium. They're great for really telling nice, robust stories and great stories about adventure, superheroes, or just action stories, whether it's pirates or science fiction or any form of story you'd like to tell. You can tell in a comic book format, and that's why I think comic books are one of the best forms of visual storytelling out there. Now, Miss Darcy asked me to draw some characters for you and wanted to show you how to draw comic book characters. So what I did was, not everybody can draw comic book characters the way they want. So I created three sort of skeletons, three sort of outlines to use in order to get yourself going. So if you want to use these, great. And if you don't print them off. Just draw by hand. Draw whatever you want. But I do have the standard character, and that's more for like the Green Lantern or for Flash or uh, Iron Man would be more like a standard character. Anybody like that. The brute figure is more for big, strong guys. Obviously it denotes power and strength. That would be Thanos or the Hulk or Darkseid from DC or even Venom from Marvel as well. And finally, the spider pose is really just kind of a pose where you're looking for a guy who's in action. He uses agility and motion and movement, usually avoids punches and doesn't take them like the big brute would. And that's like characters like Spider-Man or Daredevil, Batman, Robin, even Silver Surfer, characters like that who are really, really agile. So I'm going to be using the standard figure for today, but you can use any figure you want. It's up to you. It's your drawing, and I'll be drawing today using. I'm going to be using Clip Studio Paint Pro because we had a real hard time trying to set up a camera overhead to draw me to film me drawing on a piece of paper. So we're going to be using the studio version instead. It'll be all digital, but it will still be really like I'm drawing on a piece of paper. I won't do it, there's no going back. I won't be using the step back button over here or anything else. It'll be just like you. When I put a line down, it's going to be down, and that'll be it. So we're all in it together. We'll all be drawing the same way, and I'll be using the Real G pen, which is like basically a, a pen. So if you have a black pen or marker and you have magic markers or however you're coloring it as well, we'll be drawing and coloring together. So that's enough intro. Let's get right into it. You figured pick the figure you want or have a nice blank piece of paper and start drawing it in. I'm going to be using the standard character. I'm going to zoom in on his face, move in, tilt my paper a little bit because I'm right-handed, and I'm going to start drawing in here. So the first thing I'll do is work on his face. I want to draw the face in there. The face tells us everything, a lot about people we see. We look at the face first, and that's how we judge people. So I'm going to keep his eyebrows kind of furrowed like this. And I have an idea of a type of character I want to draw. Kind of a joke character, but he should still be a lot of fun. And we're going to put the eyes in, so he's got angry eyes. And we're going to give him a nice scar over one eye. Looks like he had an accident. And then some angry lines right there. And that's to show he's frowning. And then we're going to give him kind of mutton chops here, including a mustache. So this is going to be my character. He's going to be from a dark future. It's going to be from the apocalyptic future. Since everything is so dark and dreary right now, I figured that'd be a good kind of character to work with. He's got a scar over his eye, and I'm going to give him a mohawk because in the apocalypse, pretty much the mohawk is king. That is the haircut of choice. The second haircut of choice in the apocalypse would be the mullet. And that is because it's such a bleak future that even the mullet becomes popular again. Now this guy is going to have some cybernetics on him, I think, because he is from the apocalyptic future. So we're going to give him a robot arm, a cybernetic arm, and that is, if you ever saw any of the Marvel movies like Captain America, remember how Bucky had that cybernetic arm? That's what this guy's going to have. So he's going to go down like this. And one of the other things about comic book art, if you ever get a comic book, look at the artwork inside, and you realize the people that draw these are doing more than just drawing figures. They're setting up scenes. They're drawing the backgrounds. They're drawing emotions on the characters' faces. They're moving. It's like a camera moving from scene to scene. It's pretty remarkable how much storytelling you can get done in a comic book. Now, in his hands, I'm going to give him human hands so he doesn't have robot hands. And again, I'm just going over my own lines, darkening them in because I'm thinking that's what I want. And in this hand, we're going to give him an item. His tools of the trade in the zombie apocalypse. And it is going to be hair clippers. Because this will be Barney, the barber of the apocalyptic future. So now you know where all those guys get their mohawks from. Barney, he travels around. He has it plugged into his shoulder, his cybernetic shoulder. And now we know why the fashion of the future apocalypse is the mohawk. Because Barney, the barber of the apocalypse, roams the desolate fields and streets and wastelands of the apocalypse, offering haircuts to those who want them. We'll give him a second cybernetic arm too. And we're going to, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to put big belt on him right here. And on that belt he's going to have his scissors. In a little pouch there. And then he's going to have, we're going to give him some lollipops wrapped in the plastic to give to all the mutant children that he runs into who stay and get their haircuts from him. And there's his barber's smock right there. He's got a little pocket where he puts, I don't know, other things. Maybe a hairbrush. And we'll give him a second sort of hairbrush. Like that. So he carries his hairbrushes up there. He's got lollipops and a pair of scissors, and he's all set to give mohawks and mullets to those in dire need of haircuts. and they're wandering the fields without any hope. And Barney shows up, hair clippers in hand, and gives them all haircuts befitting of the end times. Now I'm going to move over here. I'm going to put something on this hand too, I think. And we're going to give him, so it looks like he's holding something in this hand too. Or if you're doing your own thing, I mean, these could be, you could have energy coming out of the hands instead. In my case, Barney uses items, tools. And Barney's going to have a post-apocalyptic hair dryer. And there's another plug coming out. We'll have that going into his other shoulder. So 2 cybernetic arms, but he has normal hands because he needs the manual dexterity only human hands can give him. And for his pants, let's give him some cargo pants. And we'll have them tucked into his boots. More utility pockets. And if the 90s, comics back in the 1990s taught us anything, it's that the more pockets you have on your costume, the better. And now let's get these boots. And since it is the post-apocalypse, I think spiked boots are probably what's called for. We'll put spikes on the front and back of his boots and big chunky heels and soles to his boots, because when you're walking over the radioactive waste and decayed remnants of our society, you need thick soles to protect your feet. And now we have our design. And this background story of Barney, it would be that he owned a string of barber shops that and hairline products. Yep, hair products. And when the apocalypse hit, he decided that the only way to survive would be to adapt to the future. And so he got the best doctors that survived the crumbling of society, and they fitted him with the latest technology and in hair product care. So let's do this too, to show that air is coming out of that blow dryer and that it's got a lot of power. And this thing, his clippers have got a lot of power to them too. And well, let's put a little background in there to show that he's in the apocalypse. Some rough ground, rocks. Let's put a skull. Right? And a sign that's fallen down here. It says, let's see. We'll have it say school zone. Oh. And then we'll just have other piles of rubble in the background. And smoke from fires that just won't ever go out, that burn for all eternity until society repairs itself. Now let's do some coloring. All right. Change my pen to a paintbrush, and we'll make sure we're on the color layer. And now, make the tip a little bigger. We can fill in some color, and we'll give him a nice off blue hair dryer. I think we're going to use blue themes. Blue themes for him. We'll make his clippers blue as well. Right, and now we're going to give his shirt, he'll have a light blue shirt. His old barber's shirt, light blue. We'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. A nice brown belt. And red lollipops, cherry flavored. And give him a nice belt buckle. We'll make that kind of goldenish, a slightly golden color. And his scissors, nice gray. And why don't we make his cybernetics gray as well? Nice gray cybernetics. Steel, gray, cybernetics. I'm sorry I'm not talking much. It's takes a lot of concentration just to even do simple coloring like this. But Barney is going to have nice red mohawk. Oh yeah. Which is again, the mohawk color of choice. Red scar on his eye. And then we'll color his skin in. I hope that your drawing is coming out awesome. And I hope that you're enjoying your time home. Right now I know that school is out currently because of the situation with our own world. That doesn't mean we can't have a little enjoyment. Maybe make light of it a little. There. He's got a nice darker complexion because he's been walking around in the radioactive sun and the wastelands of destroyed cities, and we'll add a little light, a lighter gray. To show our light sources, right? And that's there. And then for his suit, bartending, I have a lot of crayons in my crayon box right now, so I'm adding some shading in there to try and give it depth, so the artwork has some depth to it. And depth, it's important to be deep. So, there's that. Oh, his brush and his comb. Well, those will be gray. Nice dark gray, I think. This dark gray will do. And lastly, we're going to color his pants. We're going to make them combat zone green, I think. And we'll use this one right here. Increase the size of my brush a little bit since this is a big area to fill. And you don't have to take only 20 minutes to draw your picture. You can take as long as you want or as little time as you want. And we'll color his boots. They'll be nice and dark. Another darkish brown. Soles of his shoes will be nice dark brown too. And they'll have metal on the front, so metal will make those gray again. Where's my gray? I like that one. That one works. And there he is. And now we'll add some depth to the pants as well. Make those a little darker. Where it tucks in, there's going to be shadow. And right around his utility pockets will be some shadow. And right underneath the shirt will be some shadows. And then we'll add a little bit to here. We'll actually lighten that a little bit just to show, again, our light source. And then finally, the school zone, of course, will be in yellow. And the skull will add some color to the skull too. It's been out there a while, so it's a little gray. And then the ground, we'll make it a nice apocalypse brown. We're almost done. Make our brush big again. And people can now enjoy the apocalypse knowing that no matter what happens, there'll always be a haircut for them. Only a ride through the solar wastelands and the deserts of the post-apocalyptic future. We'll color the fire nice light yellow. Right, and the burning buildings in the background. Get some smoke coming off of it. A nice dark brown. I think our picture is quite done. Well, I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun. This is, again, my post-apocalyptic character, the barber of the wastelands in the future, where nothing is certain and the ozone layer is gone and everything's bleak, until Barney, the barber of the post-apocalyptic future, shows up. Thank you for doing this with me. I had a lot of fun. I hope I can do it again. Maybe I can get some more outlines for you to work with, and just let Miss Darcy know if you enjoyed this, and if you did, I'll be happy to do something different, or let us know what you'd like to see, and I'd be happy to help you with that as well. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.